it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Craft. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Thank you very much for joining us for another One Stump at a Time blog hop. This is the project that I am going to be sharing with you today. I say project, it's basically two. So I've got a little gift treat box and a tag that go together. We are focusing on items from the new autumn-winter catalogue, but I am actually using things from the annual catalogue as well, just so that you can see that you can mix and match. So this uses the Come Gather Together suite, which is in the autumn-winter catalogue. Come together, that's it. So it's I've used the designer series paper. I haven't bought the stamp set, to be perfectly honest with you. We don't do Thanksgiving in the UK. We do Harvest Festival, but not Thanksgiving as such. So for us, it's more around harvest than anything else. And we don't tend to have that many pumpkin-y sort of things. So hence I haven't bought the Gather Together stamp set. Although having said that, it is gorgeous. I would almost have it just for this. Our family crest is an ear of wheat, so that would actually be quite a nice stamp set to get if I fancied it. So the box is really easy to make. I got it as from an idea that my upline Michelle Last shared, and so yeah, I'm going to show you how to make that. But I'm going to use let me find it, because it's gorgeous. The Let It Snow suite. So this is the suite that I'm going to use. I'm going to be using the paper again. I haven't yet got the stamp set, but I will be getting it. And I have got the tiny keepsake bundle on order, so that will be coming along soon. But I'm very happy to again mix and match with the annual catalogue. The papers are amazing. They are specialty papers. They have got glitter on them, and it's that glitter that doesn't come off. So that's great. They are double-sided. But why you would use the side that hasn't got the glitter, I don't know. Because they're gorgeous. Not every single one has got glitter, but they are lovely. And I think one of the major things about this particular holiday catalogue is that the back sides are generic. I mean, they may be generic winter, but they are not specifically Christmas. I mean, this one isn't specifically Christmas at all. It's winter, but I think it's one of the really special things about this season's catalogue is that there is so much flexibility for doing things that aren't specifically holiday, Christmas type things. So I've got my piece of designer series paper. I have already done one thing in advance, which is stick a piece of designer series paper to a piece of Whisper White card, and that's so that I've got that ready and drying for the tag, because we do need to make the tag. So I thought it would be good to kind of get ahead with that. I'm using Blueberry Bushel as my ink and as my spare piece of card, because this uses it's very punch heavy. It uses the Starburst punch, the 2-inch circle punch. Oh, and these are the silver metallic pearls. You get gold and silver. I've used the gold quite a lot, haven't used silver very much. And this is the mint macaron textured ribbon from the annual catalogue, and the mint macaron twine that is in the pack of 4 colours, also in the annual catalogue. And the delightful tag topper punch. I think it's delightful. But all the items that I'm using will be listed in the description bar below and over on my website. And that's also where you will find the dimensions and everything that I've used. So let us get started, because I am rambling. I'm going to be using my now retired trimmer as a scoring tool, purely because I'm going to be doing some angles and I find it easier to do that on the trimmer, but you can do it on the Simply Scored as well. So I'm starting with a piece of designer series paper that is 7 by 3.5 inches. I have already scored it down the middle at 3.5 inches. We also need to mark at 1 3/4 inches at the top and at the bottom, because that's where we're going to be going into. So just make sure you've got those marked. You can use a pencil if you want. And then what I'm doing is I'm lining up that mark with the score line at the halfway point, and I'm going to score diagonally. And this is where you really need to make sure you're using the right blade. You do not want to cut. If you cut, you will be starting again. So again, line those two marks up and score, and turn it and line the 2 points up and score. You can tell I'm concentrating because I go quiet, and line up and score. Do remember to go over to my website and click the links to hop along the rest of the blog hop, because there will be some fantastic projects. I just know there will, because I know who's taking part. So, burnish. Very gently, it's paper, so let's not go mad. Now at this point I'm going to punch my holes ready for my ribbon. And I'm using the retired, unfortunately, 1/8 circle punch. Any small circle punch will do. You could just use your take your pick tool and punch a hole through with that, knowing my ability to pierce myself. Not doing that. And I'm just doing it by eye, and I'm just going down a wee way and trying to get sort of central. It's not vital that you're central, but it's, you know, if you can, that's better. And then we can fold in on those score lines. And I'm going to put my topper on before I tie everything together, purely because as this is paper, not card, it is much easier to push onto a flat surface than anything else. So I've got my blueberry bushel and my starburst punch, and I'm just going to punch that out. That's all I need that for. I do love having the punches though, because I think punches are really quick and easy. You can use dies instead. Somewhere I've put my 2-inch circle, there we are. And I'm going to grab one of the other designer series papers. There we are. That one was the one I was going to use. And I'm going to punch out this little... Oh, I might actually punch that one out. Just punch out one of the snowmen. So let's do that one. So that's that with the 2-inch circle punch. And then I'm simply going to grab my adhesive and stick that on top. Just with a swirl of adhesive, and just pop that there. And then I've got a scrap of Whisper White, and I'm going to use the, this is from the Itty Bitty Greetings, I'm using For You. I love the Itty Bitty stamp sets. There are a few now, and I think they are fantastic because they cover so many occasions. And I'm just going to stamp that. I haven't yet retrofitted the cling mount, because retrofitting on that is quite fiddly, and I think that needs to be sometime when I've got nothing better to do with my life, whenever that is. And then I'm just going to cut diagonally, and then take my Faith and cut straight and straight again. Oh, that's almost good. Almost. You can use your trimmer for that if you want. Now I'm using the Noble Peacock rhinestones. There are some rhinestones in the seasonal catalogue that are coloured, but these ones happen to have blueberry bushel. So I thought I would make life easy for myself and use those, because these ones are blueberry bushel. You can also take your clear rhinestones and colour over them with your blend markers. That works really well. But as I've got blueberry bushel rhinestones that I can play with, why wouldn't I use them? So let's pop that. So that's going to go I think we'll pop that down there, and then I'll just maybe add another rhinestone on top of his button, and then we've got a few rhinestones. For attaching this, I'm just going to grab some mini dimensionals, just a couple, and pop 1 and 2. I hope you are enjoying the new catalogue. I think it's got so many lovely things in it. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't convinced when I first saw it, but now, oh my god, it's amazing. It's just fantastic. Now I'm going to put 1 large dimensional at the top and 2 in a triangle below, because I am making an allowance for the fact that this is triangular, so it's worth just remembering that. But yeah, I love this catalogue. It's fantastic. And now that I've started playing with some of the products, oh, I just can't keep enough of it going. It's just fantastic. Right, again, from the annual catalogue, I've got blueberry bushel ribbon, and I'm going to feed it through, yes, this way first. Had to think about that for a moment. So I'm going to pop it through the side that has not got the topper. So this is effectively the back. So it's going through that first, and I'm going to pull through a reasonable amount and then trim it off. And then I'm going to feed this through the holes on the front. So you're coming round the outside and into the inside. Can you see that? So I'm coming from the inside out and then from the inside out, but you're obviously coming round. And as you pull it together, it all fits in place. And it doesn't matter too much if your holes don't perfectly line up, because it will just sort itself out as you pull it together. It's just clever like that. So pull it so that it's reasonably tight, and then this I'm just going to tie in a bow, and then that will be that. But before I do that, knowing that otherwise I'm going to struggle to feed my twine through for my tag, I've got a piece of the mitten paper, which has got this lovely stripe, and then this is the back of the paper that we've used. So it's the back of this, so it's got those snowflakes. So this is what I've already adhered to a strip. I have adhered more than I need. This is about 2.5 inches. So I'm now going to cut it down to 2 inches, simply so that I've got a nice piece to put through the tag punch. And then I'm going to also cut it straight at the bottom. And I thought this was, yes, it is 1.5 inches wide. Phew! Phew! Okay, so let's grab our punch. Now, you could stick the 2 bits together. It's quite a lot for the punch to get through in one go. But if you punch your tag, you can then, because this tag topper punch has got the steps, you can then put your 1.5 inch piece through, punch, and you're going to have the same shape. So you can then stick that on top of the shape you've already punched. So it's really nice that you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to use snail to adhere that. Let me grab a silicone mat, because I want to make sure that I've got a reasonable amount of snail on the top, because that's where, if anything's going to peel up, that's where it's going to peel up. And then come down, and I'll just gauge roughly how far I need to come down. Right, so if I go straight across at this point, I will be good to go. Okay, so let me grab my take a pick tool and just get rid of the snail that's now in that hole. And roll that back, and then just pop this on top and keep it as straight as you can. And there we go. and then I can just trim the excess off from the back. If you trim from the back, you're more likely to get a straight line because you've got the edge of your card. So that's our tag. I'm going to use just ordinary white baker's twine because there's white in the paper anyway. So, and I'm just going to pop the twine through the same hole that the ribbon's going through. She said, famous last words. There we go. Ooh, it's unravelling. Okay, let's cut a fresh end. Maybe if I go that way it'll be easier. Yay! Coming in from the front. Let's be logical, shall we? Cut a nice long piece because I can always trim the end off. So this is going to go through my tag. And then I'll tie my ends together. Just in a knot. Trim them off, and then that we can hide by pulling it through the hole. Much easier if I do it the other way though. So that's now going to be hidden into the back, and then we can tie this in a nice bow and we're done. And this would be fantastic for if you're doing a harvest supper or Thanksgiving or for your Christmas dinner table. You can pop these maybe on your places so that they're for you, you know, a little treat for your guests. Or if you're having a dinner party at during the holiday season, then that would be a really nice little thing to have ready for your guests. So let's clear all that away and bring back in the one that I made earlier. So there we go. Two really cute little treat boxes. You can get a huge amount in here. Loose sweets, small sweets, whatever you want. Just amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel and or haven't already subscribed, there's a subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. I love having more subscribers. It gives me a warm feeling. And by the time we hit 7,000, whether we will have hit it by now, I don't know, because I'm filming this in advance, it will give me that final boost to clear up my craft room and give you all a tour. I've done quite a lot of work, but I do need to do more. I'm just looking around and seeing some of the mess that seems to have accumulated. Anyway, go and have a look at my website and click all the links to go and see everybody else on the blog hop. If you're in the UK and would like any of these products, please do consider shopping with me. I give everyone who shops with me, whether they use the host code, in which case you get free product as well. If you use the host code, you get free product, and everyone gets a card and a small gift from me every month just for shopping with me. And if you spend more than £30 in an order, you also get a voucher which you can, once you've saved up enough, you can exchange for free product. Yay! Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.